Dog, they're my big cousin, my role model. Without dude, tell the truth, I'll be stuck in the bottle trying to get her to take some.
I know they ain't think it was over with.
Dolph. Prosecutors say Hernandez Govan was the mastermind in the killing back in November of 2021. ABC 24's Scott Mattis is here now with details as lawyers on both sides prepare to make their case to a jury. Good evening, Scott.
Well, good evening to you, Richard. Today was the last day, like you said, that Govan and his defense team had to accept that plea deal from prosecutors, and that's why a trial date has now been set. Now, the prosecution, well, they say Govan was the one who recruited the shooters to kill young Dolph, while the defense says otherwise.
Everybody who is involved are responsible for this murder, and we're going to make sure that everybody who is involved gets justice.
Friday morning inside a Shelby County court, Hernandez Govan pled not guilty for what the county says was his role in the 2021 murder of young Dolph.
We nonetheless are confident that we're going to be able to prove every element of the offenses that we've charged. We'll be able to prove our case beyond a reasonable doubt. And, whether we resolve this case through a plea or a trial, we're ready to seek justice in this case.
Prosecutors say that Govan was the one to introduce the alleged shooters Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to Big Juke, who the prosecution said put a $100,000 hit out on young Dolph.
The charges are at trial. There's a conspiracy count that for him carries up to 40 years. There is the murder count that carries life in prison.
We're pleading not guilty in this case, and we'll get to trial on July 28th.
But Manny Aurora, Govan's attorney, says his client is not guilty of the murder or the conspiracy charges, and he is not the mastermind of young Dolph's murder.
There's all been rumors about he's this or he's that, and I think hopefully we can put all that stuff to bed.
And while the trial is nearly 7 months away, prosecutors say they have taken proactive actions to make sure that Govan is monitored before the trial. And the defense says they will not seek a jury from a different part of the state.
He's under supervision by an agency that supervises him. He has restrictions on where he can go, when he can be there. It's something that we constantly monitor.
I trust the folks in Memphis. We'll have a good jury selection, and we'll make sure we get the best, most independent, impartial jurors that we can.
All right, now you might remember Govan did not testify in the trial against Justin Johnson, who of course was found guilty in young Dolph's murder. Now Johnson was ultimately sentenced to life in prison plus an additional 35 years. Live in studio, I'm Scott Mattis. Richard.
I love mommy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is True. Had to take a couple of days to address a couple of situations, but those situations are cleared up. So I'm back, so let's get right into it. But before we do that, I'd like to send a special thank yous to these people right here. TW, thank you. Penny Webb, thank you. Bless Forever, salute to you. T-Dub again. Toasty Spirits, thank you. Of course, Kenneth K, thank you. My girl from New York, thank you. Face to Facts, thank you. Special salute and shout out to the Queen Myra. Big, thank you to Joyce. Thank you, Joyce. That's what I'm talking about, New York. TP, thank you. D, of course, salute to you. I already said Kenneth K. Cordell Wilson, thank you, sir. And plenty more. Tasia Bond, thank you for sure. And VL, thank you. Andra Redmond, thank you. MNN, thank you. And Brandon Fisher, thank you. And of course, Mark Bowen, thank you. Those are a few of the people that donate to the channel. Matter of fact, their donations just got me through a situation. So I appreciate y'all. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1 million. True appreciate it. Now let's talk about this situation. Y'all just heard the news clip. So let's break it down. Now the trial is set for July the 28th. That's gonna be in a couple of months, right? Let's go over from the top. For my first question is, and this is for everybody to participate in. Straight Drop got life plus 35. He say he not gonna eat the cheese. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going on in his mind, but I'm quite sure that he has already been reached out to by the prosecution in this state case to see if he has a change of heart, because maybe it's something we can do for you if you come in there and testify on Govan, the alleged mastermind, the facilitator. I'm quite sure they already know Cornelius coming up in there. That's why they got him tucked. And trust me, they still trying to get at him. So that's one thing. We know Cornelius gonna testify. Can we expect opinions from Straight Drop? And this is just assuming if Govan goes to trial. There's always a slim possibility that at the last minute he might rethink it. But in this kind of situation, when they start spending money, you going all the way to the door. Yeah, when they start spending, the state starts spending money, they don't like that. That's why they always, if you lose, you're going to get the max. Because you done made us spend some money. All right, so that's one thing. Now this is the big question. Who's going to be the fall guy to Govan? I mean, Jook and Teaser gone. They had to do that. Because Teaser, Trula Mafia, Trula, and Jook, the underboss of CMG. So I don't know. I'm not sure how or why. What Gotti name didn't come up in the state trial. But it wouldn't even make no sense for it to come up in the state trial, because if the feds doing what they supposed to be doing, well, they doing, y'all know how they work. They doing what they supposed to be doing. Because it's a lot of gang, as you're looking at on the board. I mean, got it at the White House, so you know they gotta add all them factors up and see how much money he got. Cause if they gonna get him and he not doing his job, he not officially one of those workers, and y'all know how they do. They probably working him, and everywhere he go, it seems like there's a lot of people are coming up missing in the feds and all of that. So I'm not sure what Govan's play is gonna be, but I know he got something up his sleeve. And then he might run. Because if you go on a trial while you free, shit, by the third day, if it ain't looking right, man, see you tomorrow, sayonara. He gonna be down there in Texas with Flip, right next to Mexico. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. What else going on? Oh, Cornelius. Now, information has came out. Now I ain't wanna put it out. Well, I'm not gonna put it out as of yet, because I'm keeping that as an ace card, but I will give y'all a little hint. Cornelius is not who y'all think he is. Remember Desmond Rogers, the guy that they parked the car, the white Mercedes, down there in his backyard, and the same day that they found the car, it's the same day he got unalived right in front of Govan's house. Right across the street from Govan's house is where they clipped Desmond Rogers. Now, we all know why. But we don't know who did it. Well, hint. Cornelius ain't who y'all think he is. And he has made him a proffer agreement already. Cornelius, that is, just like Govan, that, to cut him a deal. So when they relocate your family and put you in safety, All them boys trying to get at you. Now, who can them boys be? Let's go back to Gotti, and let's not remember who's Gotti #1 goon is that he keeps with him all the time. Probably the same one that shot Dolph and drew blood from Dolph in Hollywood, California. Y'all know he is Super CMG. Fato the Super CMG. So I'm not sure what the play is with that. But Govan is gonna be the top fish, however you say that. He's gonna be the one that officially has to get out of here one way or the other. Whatever ace card he holds, then you know, the old big head over there, your guy that is just buying time to see what's gonna happen. See what's gonna happen with him, because at any time, if he wasn't supervised, see, that's another thing that I have to bring up, because they got all this secrecy around Govan with his bond conditions and all that, talking about safety, and he got health problems. I don't see where the health problems at. Well, it seems like somebody's keeping him out and free to serve a purpose. Now, that could be under the same umbrella to put in that work for Gotti, or it could be something totally different. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. So basically, the trial date July the 28th, and we ain't forgot about I don't know what Marcus can tell. Well, Marcus can tell a whole hell of a lot. Who Dolph was talking to on the phone, for instance, where they was coming from, what he sees and what he knows. Marcus can fill in a whole hell of a lot if he's called to testify. And I'm quite sure the feds asked the rest of them boys' names that was on their hit list. How y'all feel about that? Quite sure they probably went holler at Daddy L too. Because you know, Dolph was it ain't you can say it. Dolph was involved in some illegal activities, but it's legal now. That was his hustle. So there go Daddy O, and he's like a ghost. You see him playing a political game and everything. But when the feds watching, just like I told you in the last video, the feds really don't solve crime. They manage it. They always catch and release and make a deal under the table behind everybody's back with some of these people that's walking free, just to go after what they say is always the big fish. So they don't solve crime. They manage crime. They just move pieces around the board and always telling us they going after the big fish. That's why we gotta let these folks do what they do. So if you look at the whole picture, it's a lot of people out here working. If you never see them go to jail, and they dirty as hell, 9 times out of 10 they doing a job for somebody else, which in the end results they're gonna be disposable. That's how it always play out. And if they'll build you up and then they'll take it all back, and we see that often. So that's another thing. Let me see what else going on. Let me see what we got going on. Let me see who else is important. There's somebody else that don't forget that with the gang stuff. That's how I know the feds, because the feds had already raided the same dude that y'all just seen, head, standing next to God at the White House. The other half of Endless Records with Zebo, Zach Randolph partner with Moneybag Yo. Now they done locked all them up coincidentally and cut right down next door to Covington, right? Covington, Tennessee, where those 2 women, one died and one got shot up. Yeah, with the white Mercedes, and they got Trayon Ingram locked up for that unaliving. Well, he's affiliated with the same gang that straight Dropp and all them boys TZ was affiliated with. So that's gonna make it federal right there when you put the money and crossing those state lines with them guns and stuff. Oh yeah, everybody tell them that will make it a federal crime, right? When you cross a state line, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. If you cross a state line and you do is imminent, is unalive and involved, I think that would be federal. And with the money on the heads and all that, I'm quite sure unless see that, yeah, they had to talk to Gotti, right? They had to talk to him, or he was talking to them, or maybe they're aware of everything that he's doing, but maybe he's setting up shop to be the next generation of the ones working for the feds, because the record industry is shady, and that's all they want to do is control it, control everything in all aspects, and every rapper is disposable. Like KRS-One said, you want to get away with murder, kill a rapper. And that's what's going on. So they got a lot of illegal activities going on behind these little deals and stuff. They know these boys hot, and you just can't give them no influx of new money and think they gonna not spread it around and buy more guns and go get the connect and take them with them. See, they already watching all that because they already know that's going to be what they do anyway. So that's how y'all got to look at the whole picture. What? I got to go feed the dog. But you know, I'll be back. I'll double back later on. So y'all like, share, subscribe, and always support. Cash App will be $ True Results #2. Like I said, no matter if it's $1 or $1 million. It all helps, and trust me, it just came in handy a couple of days ago, so I appreciate that. Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay true. Shout out to Shelly Shell, and shout out to the rest of you. I'ma holla back. True.